All right, we're now ready for to learn about molecules and how molecules are created. So you might ask yourself, what is a molecule? All right, but before we get into that, there are some key concepts that I think you need to definitely jot down or keep somewhere in your science journal. All right, so our first concept is that, let me change my font size here, a little bit smaller. Okay, atoms combine to form molecules. Okay, you need to remember that. Atoms combine together to form, there's my typo, to form molecules. Okay? Another thing we need to know is that atoms bond to other atoms by sharing or transferring electrons. All right, so in order for two atoms to bond, they have to share electrons. That's the only way they can actually bond together. And then our final point that we need to make sure we're aware of is that in an atom, the outermost electrons of an atom, called valence electrons, determine the bonding behavior. And you might think, Mr. Yu, what are you talking about? Well, later on in the video we will get to that. But remember that atoms bond to form molecules, and atoms bond together to other atoms by sharing or transferring electrons. Okay? This table here is one that you are definitely going to want to jot down in a notebook. Copy this table, okay? Pause the video, whatever, but this table needs to end up in your science journal. Okay? If you look at this, this is how we're going to diagram molecules. You will see on your page, on this table, the top row says the shell, the electrons, okay, are how many are in that shell. So in the first shell of a molecule, there are 2 electrons. And I know you're very, very confused right now, but we will get to this. Take this time, copy this chart, hit pause, get it done. Okay, now that you've done the chart, we're going to look at the periodic table of elements, and we are actually going to draw a diagram, okay, of hydrogen, which is element number 1. That means that hydrogen has 1 electron. Okay, if we go across the page, okay, in this row there would be 1 electron, 2. We skip this middle. We will leave that for high school. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we look at hydrogen, there's 1 electron. So this little blue dot right here is my hydrogen electron, or my hydrogen atom. Okay? Well, hydrogen by itself would look like once I can figure out how to use my clicker. Which I cannot do right now. There we go. Okay, so if we look at hydrogen, it has 1 electron, so that means it's only going to have 1 shell around the outside. Okay, on this shell, hydrogen, we know, has 1 electron. Okay, so hydrogen is an element or an atom that really, really, really wants to bond with other things because it's not stable by itself. So if we were to draw another hydrogen atom with its electron shell around the outside, we would see that there is only 1 electron in this shell. Well, in order to combine together, hydrogen needs 2 electrons because in shell 1 there has to be 2 electrons for it to be stable. So this hydrogen is going to share, here, this hydrogen is going to share and one with this hydrogen to create the molecule H2, and they will combine together and eventually look like this. I would have my hydrogen, hydrogen, they would share their 2 electrons. You can see that. There's one, and there's one. And now hydrogen is bonded together. If I make this, I have a little smiley face. Okay? Hydrogen is bonded together with itself to make the molecule H2. This is the part 1 of the video. Please pause this. If you need to rewatch it, you're more than welcome to.